Good morning, welcome back to my channel. I accidentally bought more plants. So what I need to do today is put this blueberry bush that I just bought into a container, because when I get a new plant, I really just want it to be where I'm going to leave it for the rest of the season as soon as possible. And then I got this little container I showed in a past video, taking this plant start and putting it in this container. I'm gonna decide whether I want to do that, but I did get two big containers that are plastic and I got a pretty good deal on them. And they're plenty big for these two blueberry bushes to stay in for multiple seasons. So I'm debating whether I want to move this one at all this season. I might just leave it. We'll see. Honestly, it just depends on how I'm feeling. This one definitely is moving. First things first, drainage holes. Bunch on the bottom, one on the side, just for extra safety. What I'm gonna do is fill this up with soil on the bottom, and then I'm gonna fill in with soil on the side once the plant is actually in here. All right, she is in her new container with new soil, berry tone, straw mulch, everything good to go. She is looking fantastic. That for now is kind of my blueberry alley, and then my other last blueberry bush is right around the corner, right near them. Today, the only other things that I want to get out into the garden somewhere, I want to find a place for, is this dark purple archangel flower, which kind of looks like a snapdragon to me. They have kind of similar shaped blooms, and I'm on a purple kick. Everything should be purple in my garden. So I'm gonna put this somewhere. And then I also have two patio tomatoes. The other set is for my mother-in-law. So I'm gonna take two of these. I'm gonna stick them in my green stock where other patio tomatoes aren't really doing super well. So I'm pretty happy I have some started ones. And then I think that's pretty much all my updated kind of tasks. All right, and then the last thing that I wanted to get out was two of these patio tomatoes into my green stock. So this is my food green stock, which just to me means it's, my other one is strawberry mostly, and my green one is herbs mostly. This one is the food. So what I have here is a bunch of peppers and beans, and you can see some bean production already, which is super cool. Booyah. That's the dragon tongue bush bean. And then there's a couple here. There's some purple peppers down here forming. And then a couple other smaller peppers that I don't know how big they're gonna get, but we're just gonna kind of keep an eye on them and trellis them as needed. So a couple different things going on in here right now. So like I said, I had a couple pockets for patio choice, and Cherry Falls dwarf tomatoes. I'm not sure what happened, but they're just not doing very well. They're teeny tiny, you can see them, but they're not doing super well. I did replant a couple seeds in here about a week ago, and I already see them coming up. So that is promising for sure. what I'd like to do is still plant at least one of these starts in here because I'm getting impatient, one, and two, I just don't feel like it needs to take this long. There must be something wrong with my seeds or how I started them. Either way, happy to plant some in here. I got my seed start. These just look so good. I'm really happy with the quality of these ones. And I have a trellis or a stick in here. To be honest, I'm just gonna take this out because it's not really necessary for a dwarf tomato. Those were really if I was gonna plant a pepper in the top row. And I'm going to dig down. And what's in here right now is compost and potting soil. And just plug it in exactly like that. Look at that, a more full pocket. Imagine that. This one actually looks okay. This one has a couple plants that are coming up. They're competing with some grass that somehow flew around and got up here. And that one's okay, but I do think that this pocket has a little bit more space. Even if that one does okay, I'm gonna plug another one in on this corner. Why not? I don't know how much space dwarf tomatoes really need. So I'll just plug it in. Worst case is it gets a little crowded and I either move them or I chop one of these plants. And I mean that like, it won't hurt my feelings. I have so many tomato plants. This is more of an experiment more than anything else because I've never grown dwarf or patio style tomatoes before. I'm just gonna push that into the soil. I'm not gonna be worried about planting these dwarf tomatoes deeper in the soil or getting the most roots out of here. They're small and these pockets aren't really that big anyways, so I'm sure the roots will spread just fine. And there you go, 2 more pockets. I'll leave these two on the outside are now filled with nice looking plant starts. You're crooked. Sorry about that. No one's twisting my arm, but I'm finding more garden chores to do while I have a day off. I have another ghost pepper that I haven't been able to get rid of, and it's starting to throw off some flowers. So I'm gonna take a half-filled container that I already had, use some of this extra soil that I just started using for other plants, and let's get this pepper a little bit more space. Might as well. We love our peppers, and if we're gonna grow super hots and baby them for the ridiculous amount of months that they need to be babied, to be happy and get to be this size, because that was a lot of babying. Might as well give them some space and let them have a full life here. I find that super hot peppers are much harder to start from seed. If I ever really want them, I might even pay more money in future seasons to just go find a plant or get someone from my local community who might sell them or, you know, be posting about it on Facebook garden groups. Because I mean, this one was started in January and it's half the size of regular bell peppers and normal hot peppers. They're just finicky and they're more hard to germinate and then just insanely slow growing. And I mean, they're not even like root bound or anything. They just take forever. And I guess I just don't have the patience for it like I used to. I just want peppers, you know? Stop being so complicated. But it's fine. This is probably my last year growing super hots anyways. Or if so, they'll be kind of more intentional in terms of purposes, like hot sauces that I really want to try. I've never grown a bonnet pepper, things like that I think would be cool just to kind of cross off a garden bucket list. But you know, they don't really have a lot of applications and they're just so dang hot. It's not easy to pawn them off on somebody else if I can't find something to do with them. So anyways, yap aside, there she is in a new home. And I'm gonna go put her by my hot pepper bed so I know what she is and where to find her when I'm looking for her. All right, that's it for me and my little garden chores I had to do today. Got some progress, got a couple things addressed while we had some time today. And it's supposed to rain for the next couple days. So everything that we just messed with and started and got in the ground and in containers, all of that's going to be watered in heavily for the next couple days. So probably next time we see the garden, I might do a garden tour, and we'll probably see a lot of progress in a lot of different things. So thanks for joining me today. See you in the next one. Bye.